It started in 2 more minutes. One more minute. 1 more minute. Hey, brother, my kids. Thank you for joining me. I'm doing good. I hope you are doing well. All right. Well, God switched my whole agenda. So I got to flow. How the Holy Spirit wants me to flow. It will be a part 2 to this. But I will not be doing the 40 days for September. I don't know when he's going to release me. There was a date that he set. But when you are prophetic, you really have to flow with the way that God wants you to flow. So that is on pause. But I will still be teaching the discernment series. Hopefully I'll be able to go live on all platforms in October. But that is still going to be a thing. But for 40 days I will not be teaching. So I don't know when God's going to have me to come back with that. But anyhow, dreamers, you need to pay attention. God is really, really speaking. There is an awakening in the spiritual realm. And my question to you is, are you woke or are you asleep? Are you asleep or are you woke? What's up, man? What is it that you are doing in the spiritual realm? So I am a dreamer and a seer. I'm a seer prophet. I have open visions. I dream. I feel all of this stuff. And so I'm going to be sharing some statuses and stuff that I've been writing here and there. And flow. Everything is fresh manner, of course. But I'm going to flow with some notes and things to help you understand if you are woke or if you are in a slumber. So let's get into it. All right. That is awesome. So when there's an awakening in the spiritual realm, there is a shift in the human capacity of the brain. Meaning your brain is moving from one state of awareness to the next. Meaning you're coming out of a natural point and you're coming into a spiritual point. Now, a lot of people are carnal minded. So if you are very spiritual, they ain't gonna like you under no circumstances. They ain't gonna want to hear nothing that you got to say because it's not lining up with the natural realm. Now, when God is awakening you spiritually, that means that you're tapping into another dimension of how you see, how you dream, how you feel, and all of that. And it can be very, very scary sometimes. Depends on what God is doing through you. So I'm going to share 2 different signs. Signs of being awake, signs of being asleep. Now, like I said, it's going to be a part 2 to this because when I talk about stuff like this, it be power packed and it be so much information that you have to do part 3s and 4s. So I don't know if I'm going to get into all of these signs, but I am going to teach what God wants you to know. So when you are going through the final stage of your spiritual awakening, that means that you are enlightened in what God is showing you. That means that you're radically accepting that, okay, I can stop fighting my dream life. I can stop fighting what I'm seeing. I can stop fighting my conscious mind and come to realization that God ain't going to stop using me. We all have been there. I run from everything that I do. It may not look like it, but I be fighting God every day because I don't want to get on here and go live, or I don't want to make no videos. So the amount of warfare that we go through is insane. When you're speaking things before it happened, when you're speaking stuff and people don't understand what you're saying, so now they're talking against what it is that you're saying until it comes to pass. So your radical presence is going to kill people's egos. Your radical presence is going to kill people's egos. Meaning the people that think they bigger than the program, think they bigger than God, think they are God. Your radical presence is going to kill their egos. So once you start speaking because you are awakening spiritually, that's when it's going to kill their egos, and they're going to be like, this person is woke more than I thought. This person is picking up everything spiritually, and they know more than what I thought they knew. So you're going to humble them in a way when you're coming in the spiritual realm. And not everybody is going to accept that you are a spiritual being. So they're going to try to escape from you. They're going to try to look at it in a place where they're looking at everything natural. And you ain't going to make it with those types of people. If they're always in the natural realm and they're always looking at things naturally, you're going to be in trouble. Because they're not hearing from God the way that they need to hear from God. Alright. This is where I get into my status. It is my duty to read all these statuses. But like I said, it's going to be a part 2 to this. So I don't know what's going to flow into. But it will be a part 2. So I said it is so important not to ignore what you feel when you're picking up people in the spiritual realm. The stuff don't make a bit of sense until some things start unfolding before your eyes. When God is ringing a name, please reach out to that person or people. You might be their answer for that day. So when you're picking up something, or you're picking up people, whoever, person, people, whatever, God's going to ring that person's name, or they're going to be pulling on you, or God's going to put them in your spirit so you can reach out. Now, when God is ringing that person's name, your spiritual man is being awakened, because you're trying to say, okay, God, well, you know, why I keep hearing this person's name? You know, why you keep showing me their face? You know, whatever it is that he's doing, how he uses it. He will begin to speak and say, well, reach out to this person. Tell them such and such this. Let them know that you are on their mind and all that. So once you ignore what you're feeling in the spiritual realm, that means that you are asleep. This is where I get into the signs. Signs that you are asleep and not woke. You ain't gonna never catch me. You ain't gonna never catch me off guard. Never. I'm always woke, even when you think I'm asleep. So these are a few signs. Your life is on autopilot, meaning you're in zombie mode. Your life is living in zombie mode, and you can feel God tugging on you in the wee hours, sending you to get up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, which we don't like to do. But he's spiritually awakening you in the areas where you need to accompany your body at large spiritually. What does that mean? He's waking you up out of your sleep. and he's giving you some type of download, some type of strategy, some type of prayer or something to get yourself in the mood for that day or for that time. But if your life is on autopilot and you love to sleep all the time in a natural realm, then how can you hear God spiritually? God speaks to our spirit. He doesn't speak to our flesh, the natural part of us. He speaks to our spirit. So for instance, if you are laying down sleep and you're dreaming, and you wake up from that dream and you done forgot the whole dream, it doesn't mean that God didn't give you the dream. You just wasn't aware in the dream, or you wasn't participating in the dream. So your life was on autopilot while you was dreaming. Now normally when that happens, that means that you done had a long day. That means that you have accompanied your day with so many things, and you just laid down and went to sleep, and God gave you a dream, and you wake up and you say, man, I forgot that dream. What did I dream about? It can be because you was drained, or you didn't go to sleep prayed up. It can be from that as well. So your life was on autopilot. Now sometimes he will bring those dreams back. Sometimes, not all the time. He will put an image in your face or before you, and you will see it. And that dream will come back just like that. You'll be like, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. That's what I dreamed about. And then the whole dream gonna come back. And then sometimes you don't remember the dream. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't from God. You just wasn't aware spiritually in your dreams. When you are participating in your dreams, and if your dreams is vivid as mine, it seems like I'm in a movie when I'm dreaming. I dream every night, literally, but I don't share everything that I dream. Every time I lay down, I'm dreaming. And my dream life has spiced back up. So I can understand why the Lord is putting these 40 days, because he wants me to teach in a different arena. But I'm not going to be able to teach because I'm constantly dreaming. My dream life is picking back up. I told y'all I was dreaming for 7 months straight. And my dream life is slowed down just a little bit, but not much. But it done picked back up because people are so grimy. People are so snakish. People don't like to tell the truth. People don't like to be real with you. And God ain't gonna let me be fooled. He ain't gonna let me be fooled all nowadays. So when these people are coming around me or around you, you can't be on autopilot. You can't be so zooted out that you're not paying attention in the spiritual realm, because God is speaking. He's doing a lot of speaking. And so I'm not sharing dreams like that, like I was at first. I ain't doing that because of what's going on in the midst of my own circle and what's going on around me. I got to pay attention to how people are moving with me, because people are looking for me. They're searching for me. And God is showing me this stuff in the dream. God is showing me what they're trying to locate, but they can't find me. Nobody can't find me. So people been blowing up both of my phones, asking, well, where you at? And I haven't heard from you. And God's not allowing me to answer no phone calls or nothing, because people are searching to see what she doing. I haven't seen her. I don't know where she at. I done called this phone 1,000 times. She ain't answering. She leaving me on read, all types of stuff. So when people are looking for you, you're going to see the signs of what they're looking for. All right, 2. Hey, Sister Denise, thank you for joining me. You have reacted to the event or the dream or what you saw in anger or fear. Now, I talked about emotions last night in the wee hours about with couch therapy. So when you react to an event or you react to something that you saw, a lot of stuff is going to hurt your feelings. You're going to cry. Some stuff that I see, I be balled up, because I'm like, man, I trusted this person, or I love this person. And they want to do me like this. And some of the stuff is not going to happen right then and there. But God is forewarning you. He's preparing you for the hurt. He's preparing you for the pain. He's preparing you for how people are going to shift and switch on you. So you either have the option to be woke or asleep. Meaning you woke and saying, okay, I see this thing for what it is. You know, I'm going to have to deal with this hurt, deal with this pain. Or you could be asleep and say, well, you know, I ain't going to deal with these emotions. I'm going to sweep it under the rug, which is a bad thing to do. Because once they do get in action and your dream come to pass, you're going to be a weeping mess. You're going to be crying. You're going to be in pain. Because warning comes before destruction. Now, when you get angry or you get in fear from something that you see that is normal when you are dreaming. That's normal. Because you say, well, God, why are you showing me that all these bodies laying there? Well, God, why are you showing me that it's a fire over here, there's a tornado over there? That stuff have you emotional. Because you're seeing stuff before it happens. And then when you warn people, they calling you crazy. Oh, well, you know that ain't happening. I don't know why she talking about that. I don't know why she's saying that, because it ain't no tornado and ain't no fire and whatever else that God has showed me. And then lo and behold, you see something floating, floods everywhere, tornadoes everywhere, fires everywhere. Even when you try to prepare people. So your reaction to that event or that dream is up to you. Are you spiritually awakened? Are you woke or are you asleep? You got to wake up because God is speaking. He's doing a lot of speaking. I'm telling you, he's doing a lot of exposing. I'm talking about from my own dream life. The stuff that is happening with me. He's exposing a lot. So you got to pay attention as God is awakening you spiritually, because this is what the enemy wants to do. He wants you to get caught off guard. He wants you to do the opposite and say, well, you know, they ain't gonna do me like that. I'm gonna always trust what I see. Always. Now, you know, I'm gonna rebuke that. Well, rebuke it and see what happens. So they don't want to believe that this is this person that they humping on, that they loving on, that they in love with, that they like, is their favorite. Them be the main ones that betray you. So your reaction to that event or that dream is going to cause anger, but you can't sit in it. All right. One more. You're accepting things without asking why. This is a big one. You ain't trying to figure out why the person snaked you out. You need to wake up, man. You ain't trying to figure out why this person lied on you. I'm being FBI. I'm being a detective. Whatever God had me to do to get whatever sources that I need concerning this person. I'm going to be on you like white on rice. And you ain't going to know that I'm on you like white on rice. Every key point that he give me in a dream, everything he tell me to read by text message, DMs, whatever. I'm lining up everything. Because I'm trying to see, well, what making you doing this, or what making you turn on me like this? But a lot of people accept things without asking why. They're not asking questions. And this is why they're getting fooled. That person or that people is not only keeping things away from you, but they know you ain't gonna ask no questions. They know you're gonna accept whatever it is that is coming with them. So you don't end up getting tricked. Although you're saying, oh, I feel it in my gut. Oh, I feel this. You know, this don't feel right. But you still ain't gonna ask them why. I'm a different breed. I'm gonna blow that phone up. And I don't care if you don't respond. Whatever come to my brain and my spirit, I'm letting off like a grenade. I did it this morning. I was picking up somebody and I told them you need to find something safe to do. Because I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to. I'm already picking this stuff up. And plus I had a dream. So you really need to find somebody to play with, because I ain't the 1, 2, 3 other folk. So when you're picking this stuff up spiritually, you can't be asleep. You got to ask why, or you got to put it out there to let them know, I know what you're doing, man. I already know what you're doing. But you better find somebody to play with. So you got to put that stuff in motion and in check. But if they see you just accepting anything without asking questions and asking why, because I'm going to be on my case. If I know you're doing something you ain't got no business, if I know you cheating, all this stuff, whatever it is, God already showed me in a dream. I ain't saying nothing. 2 and 3 and 4 months to pass by. And I'm still building my case. And you still lying. You're still not telling the truth. You're still breaking patterns. I'm paying attention to all of it. So when I do bust that dream out, you'll be like, man, this girl is woke. Real woke. How in the world she get all of this? I ain't told her nothing. Keep playing. Are you woke or are you asleep? So you accept things without asking why. And sometimes you don't have to ask why. Just play the fool. Play the game how it goes. And you will get your answers like that, because they're going to eventually tell off on themselves. All right. So I guess part 2 is going to be with the awakening. The signs with that. I got to get all these notes off of me. All right. You will sense the tension before you visibly see it. Now, I posted this about 3 months ago. I don't know why God wants me to share this, but hey, I'm here delivering out of obedience. As soon as I got in front of the person, I waited 2 minutes. And then I said, do you have something against me? Because I feel a lot of tension right through here. The person walked off. And so when a person have tension about you, they're plotting. They knew I had picked up on their energy. So once I asked them, do you have something against me? Because I feel tension right through here. They walked off because they knew that I was spot on. So I don't care about scaring people. That's one thing I don't care about. Because you're not going to play with me. They knew I had picked up on their energy. So once they saw, oh, okay, this girl is really connected to God, I got to move on. I got to walk off. People going to be leaving you on read and everything. Because they know that you are spot on. Are you woke or are you asleep? Y'all let me know. Are y'all letting people play in y'all face? What y'all doing? So when you feel tension, you're spiritually awakening. You're feeling you're going around this person, or you're accompanying this person, and you're saying, man, there's something off. There's something off with this person. I don't know what's going on. But I don't like the way that this is feeling. Now, God will have you call it out. Sometimes He won't. But some people don't believe that fat meat is greasy. So you got to let them know. I know what you're doing. I know what's going on. Ain't nothing hidden from me. I don't care. I don't care how you try to hide it. I don't care how you try to patch it up. I don't care what you do. God's going to always show me what you are doing, especially when you're connected to me. Nothing is hidden from me. So you're going to pick up the tension. You're going to pick up the phony things. You're going to pick up that they don't like you. You probably even hear it. Sometimes when I get on these live screens, I be hearing all types of stuff. And sometimes I call it out, and sometimes I don't. So people can be watching you and don't like nothing, don't like you at all. Be watching everything, your posts, reading your posts, loving it, liking it, whatever, laughing at it, and they still don't like you. So, are you woke or are you sleeping? Y'all let me know. All right. Hey, Sister Kiva, thank you for joining me. Why do I got that twice? All right. I'm wrapping this word up. Stop dismissing what you are seeing. Again, I'm going to always trust what I see. I see it before it happened, and that's why people don't like me. Do not fall in the trap of illusion of what man is trying to bring. You got to stop dismissing what you are seeing. And this ties in with some stuff that I posted yesterday and earlier. I said, God don't miss. As soon as I dream something, it's happening within minutes and hours. I'm sick of it. I mean, sharpshooters. I mean, dang, I don't even have time to process this. I mean, exclusive stuff happening the same day. I took a nap today during that time. I was dreaming and I woke up as the dream was playing out. These past 2 weeks been insane. Keep sleeping on your dream life if you want to. You're going to wake up right in the trap. So the stuff was insane. I was dreaming about something and I woke up and the dream was playing out. Like, I can't make this stuff up even if I tried. And I'm like, man, what the world is going on? Oh, I mean, laying there. No, I don't even remember going to sleep. When you take a nap, those are called snapshot dreams. I'm going to talk about that too. And God had me to bring that back about all the dreams. But when I lay down and take a nap, I don't dream all the time. But when I do, that stuff be so accurate, it be scary. I woke up and the dream was literally playing out. And I'm like, it's like soon as I dream, this stuff is happening. Like soon as I wake up, somebody done call me and to confirm something. I be like, yo, I know you lying. And I tell them the dream. And they be like, man, girl, you know you hear from God, because ain't no way in the world. Like, the stuff be scary. So, the stuff is going to be the spiritual awakening of your life. It's going to be happening in minutes and hours. You're going to be like, as soon as you speak something, it's going to happen. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you are saying. We are in a fruitful season. And whatever you say, it's going to come to pass. Whatever you are believing God for, it's going to come to pass as soon as it come out your mouth. Somebody's going to be at your door. Something's going to be in your bank account. I'm telling you all, this stuff real. Whatever you need, if you speak it, it's going to happen. If you dream it and you saw it, soon as you wake up, it's going to be right there. God don't miss and God don't lie. But are you tapped into the spiritual awakening? What are you believing God for? I just asked that question. Are you woke or are you asleep? What are you believing God for? What have you asked God to upgrade in your life? What have you asked God to extend in your life? What have you asked God to veer in your life? And you still sleeping on God. You still sleeping on God. You ain't woke enough. You need to ask those questions again and watch what happens in the next 19 days. You can mark my word as a prophet of God, and I know that I am one. Watch what God do. As soon as you speak it, it's going to happen. As soon as you dream it, it's going to happen. As soon as you see it by open vision, it's going to happen. So, are you woke or are you asleep? Y'all let me know. All right. Again, I'm going to always trust what I see. Because God don't lie. He don't cut no slacks or no corners. All right. Let's get back into these notes. And then I'm going to share the rest of these statuses. I'll be back on here tonight. I got to share a prophetic dream that I've been sitting on for 5 months straight. I hope y'all ready for all this smoke. God making me get up off that dream. And I'm just being honest. I'm telling you, I'll be fighting with God. Like, man, I don't want to get on here saying this stuff. Yo, I've been sitting on this dream for 5 months. So I will be back on here. So release what the Lord wants you to know in that area. All right. Oh, have mercy. People are coming to disturb where you are. And it's going to be in a shakable place of chaos. They're trying to figure out, why are you so calm in the inside? Why do this person always disappears? You know, every time I try to bring something to them, it doesn't work. In fact, it seems like it stirs them up. So what happens to a person after a spiritual awakening? I'm glad you asked. There's a shift that is going to take place. God is getting ready to reduce the attachments. That's right. The attachments of how people want to possessively connect to you in materialistic ways. Wants to connect with you in routinely ways. They want to isolate you. They want to shift your emotions. They want to currently bring you in a temporary place. Not by motivating you, but driving you in a place of transforming out of your inner peace. So when you are a person that challenged, and someone is in a comfortable situation, or they're comfortable altogether, they're going to run from you. They ain't going to want to get out of that place because you're challenging where they are. It brings me back to, are you woke or are you asleep? What is the profound perception of how God is spiritually awakening you? When you get around a person and they're not prophetic like you, or they don't see, dream, whatever, God is still going to allow you to challenge that person, because it's something in them that it's something in you that you have that can pull out of them. So for instance, if you are a person, you're gifted, you're really, really gifted, and you always beating yourself up, you always judging yourself and saying, well, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I desire to be. I kind of sleep on myself in this area. I kind of shy away from this area. God gonna send a prophet in your life to challenge you. That prophet is going to be on you like white on rice, pulling everything out of you that you didn't want to come out of you. So what that prophet is going to do is scratch you, and which people are running from. They're running from being scratched. They're running from being who they know they need to be in destiny. They're settling in relationships. They're settling in their goals. They're settling with their ambitions. So God's going to send a go-getter, somebody that have boss mentality, to pull all that stuff out of you, and you're going to be mad at them. You ain't going to like them for a couple of months, because you're pulling out all the stuff that they don't want to work out of. They comfortable working a 9 to 5. They comfortable making their little old money. They don't even want to go to another tax bracket. Oh, I'm okay. I make really good money, but your money can be sweeter than honey too. You did know that. It's levels to money. Your money does grow and become long. Your commas, they grow. But nobody teaches about this stuff. They want you to stay at the level that you are. But your commas have the ability to grow as well. So Once that person get in your life, they're going to start pulling books out of you, businesses. They'll be like, man, I didn't know I had all that in me. People don't know how wealthy they are until they get into a profit life and they pull all that stuff up out of them. And they be like, man, I didn't know I had all of that in me. I didn't know. That's because you was too busy judging yourself, or you're playing it safe. Ouch. How many of you all are playing it safe? Well, you know, I don't want to do that because, you know, I don't want to, you know, make people feel uncomfortable. Wrong answer. You get around me, you're going to always be uncomfortable because I'm extra. In all caps. Real extra. So, people are playing it safe. I ain't going to play it safe. Not with me. Everything about my life is big. Y'all see that. I'm extra in dressing, extra in talking, extra in everything. So, when you're playing it safe, you're not awakening spiritually. You sleep. And that's what people want. The more you elevate, the more people that you lose. It's lonely at the top, but it's users at the bottom. The more you go up, the more people be down there trying to pull on you. The crab in the bucket mentality. They trying to get everything that they can get. Get in where they fit in. They want to ride off your coattail. They want to hiss their way to the top. Want to sex their way to the top. They want to sex all your money out of you. Whatever it is that they trying to do. Because you ain't woke. But this next level of money, prosperity, increase, abundance, doors, opportunities, they ain't going to be able to reach you under no circumstances. So, this is where the spiritual part of you got to be woken up. Because you're letting people play on your top. And you're not in the spiritual realm as of, okay, man, I need to wake up. I got to get the building. Y'all see all this stuff going on in the world? And you still sleeping on yourself. For what? You better get active. They taking jobs away. Y'all remember when I spoke about that? That was all the way in 2022. I told y'all it was going to be losses of jobs. Man, they taking jobs away. People are getting laid off with no warnings. None. So why you ain't woke yet? Why you ain't building yet? Why you haven't started writing that book yet? What are you waiting on? I hope not nobody approval. I hope not nobody validation. You're losing motivation because you're scared of how people are going to receive you. So what? When you grow and elevate, people is not going to like you. Everybody is going to be up against you. Because you keep going up and they still at the bottom. And they trying to see, well, what is this girl doing that I'm not doing? What is he doing that I'm not doing? They gonna say you're scamming and all types of stuff. All because you are woke. Yeah, I'm telling you all. You don't catch me off guard on now day. On now day. I don't care what it is. Alright, I'm wrapping this word up. Alright, 2 important things you need to know about a person who dreams and sees. So I sent someone a dream roughly 6 months ago. I'm still left on read. And it ain't 6 months, it's 7 months now. And I'm still left on read. When I see this individual, they don't speak of nothing. What I learned in that moment is how a person can go from having a full conversation with you to a closed mouth within months. I didn't ask God to give me the dream. I didn't ask God to show me anything. If you are connected to me, it happens automatically. People turn on you for obeying God. They stop interacting, hoping that God won't show you anything else. May I add, God told me that they are always rereading my messages. Because how is it I haven't known this person for this long? And she read me without being in my presence. So I'm going to break this down. I had a dream about somebody 7 months ago. And every time I see this individual, they don't speak or nothing. I just be laughing because I'm like, okay, why you mad at me? Because God had me in your business. You need to be mad at God. You don't need to be mad at me. So people are going to turn on you because you're obeying God. And you're telling them what it is that you saw or you're seeing. They already know that, okay, this person have the ability to be woke, so I got to get away from them. Because how they know all this stuff, and I haven't told them anything. So they're going to stop interacting. And, you know, I thought that this was funny because, you know, this person was in my people you may know about 2 or 3 days ago. And I'm like, okay, you watching everything on my page. Ain't friends, but you won't respond to my message. Make it make sense. Woo, stuff be crazy, y'all. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I ain't never seen nothing like it. So these are the 2 things that you need to hold on, where is it? Okay. These are 2 things that you need to know. 1, we come to warn and notify at the expense of getting cursed out, blocked, and dodged. People be cursing me out all the time. I don't care. Be mad at God. Don't be mad at me. They're going to block you. They're going to dodge you, all of it. Because you warn and notify at the expense of getting cursed out. They're going to be talking about you in their head and everything, too. We always trust what we see. Because if God is showing it, you can bet all your money in the bank. It's going to happen or it's happening. So those are 2 important things that you need to know about people that dream and see. God ain't going to let us be fooled under no circumstances. So, and when you telling the truth, people ain't going to like you no way. That's just how it go. All right. I got 2 more notes. And then I got 1 more status. Okay, I read that. Trying to make sure. Alright. So how long does a spiritual awakening usually last? Now, it depends on how God uses you. You can be in a peak shift, or you can experience something like a trance or something. It depends on how he uses you. You often hear me say, I dream in levels. What does that mean? In the summertime, I dreamed the whole entire summer. Y'all already saw it. I was dreaming from May up until August, still, like the whole entire summer. I was putting out dreams. Because of the demonic realm that was going on. I dreamed the most during the summertime. So, the process of how God speaks to you through the timeline of what it is that you are fully processing, he'll change it up on you. Now, I came in dreaming. I came into the new year dreaming. That stuff still blows my mind. I laid down and I woke up. It was a whole new year. God made me put out a 9-layer prophetic dream. And I'm like, I know you lying. So, I don't normally dream like that during January, February, March, April. I don't dream like that. But this year, I came in swinging. So, I was going through a major mental battle during that time. Because I'm like, God, all this stuff that is going on, the stuff that was going on with my mom and all this stuff, the episodes and stuff that she was going through. I was facing that. I was going through some personal issues, things that was going on with myself. Then I was dreaming, and then relationships and stuff was falling apart. And I'm like, God, what is all this mess, man? What is all this stuff? It didn't make sense then, but it makes sense now. He was grooming my mental state. He was preparing my mental state. He was structuring my mental state to handle more of the weight of me dreaming. So it depends on the timeline, but God switches stuff up. So you could be dreaming during the summertime a lot, but then he switch it up and say, well, I'm going to have you dreaming during the fall or during the spring. You're not going to be dreaming like that during the summer. Or if he is giving you something during the summertime, you ain't gonna be telling it, what it is that you're doing or what you're dreaming. So he got me quiet. I'm dreaming, but I ain't talking about it because I'm in a whole nother shift. So, however God uses you, he's going to trigger your timeline, or your shifts are going to be intense. And that's how you know that you're going through a spiritual awakening. So, I'm picking up somebody got a headache. See that type of stuff. Somebody got a headache. Who watching me, somebody got a headache. It hurts really, really bad. I'm trying to ignore it. See, stuff like that. Spiritual awakening. You can feel the elements of what people are going through. So, that type of stuff. You pick up, what's going on and all of that. And this kind of bring me back to when I think it was in 2023. I had just got out of work, and when I came in the house, I said, somebody got a headache up here, man. Y'all head on fire. I walked straight into the house, and the headache bomb rushed me. And everybody was looking crazy. I tell you how you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. And I was like, yo, let me give you some Tylenol or something, because this stuff weighing on me. They was scared. The person that had the headache, they was spooked out. But it's just stuff like that. People, they be real witchy and stuff with this type of stuff. I'm glad that I'm integral. Because you can go around a person and pick up something around them, and instead of the person telling the truth, they try to practice witchcraft on them. So I'm glad that I am a very honest person in this area, and God can use me to the magnitude of his glory. But sometimes it's not like that with people. They witch. They pick up something concerning a person, and they will use that to their advantage and not tell them what it is that they're picking up. So they use it, and the person thinking, well, they're confident in me. They being here with me, but the whole entire time they're trying to hit something out of you. They already picked up what it was that the person was going through or doing. Just like I keep picking up this person's headache. So, somebody got a headache on here. Need to go take some medicine or something. So, that type of stuff. So, you really, I'm telling you, that is a spiritual awakening. Are you woke or are you asleep? All right. One more note, and then I'm going to read this last status. All right. So you might say, well, what are some negative signs of spiritual awakening? Everything have a negative and a positive sign concerning it. But the negative sign is exhaustion. I talked about that earlier, about being drained. So your profound sense of identifying this exhaustion, you say, man, I'm tired. Why am I tired like this? Your body is triggering something that you have dreamed, something that you have picked up. Just like I'm picking up this person's headache. Somebody got a headache on this live screen. I keep picking it up. So you can be picking up something out of elements. You're going around them. You know, that's why it's not always good to hop from church to church to church to church. Because you could be picking up people elements. You could be picking up their bad habits, their addictions, what it is that they done, all types of stuff. And all of that stuff flows on you in exhaustion. And you come out of church and you heavy. You came to worship and release. But that's why you have to pray and guard yourself. Because of all those different spirits that is in the church. God shifted me. I don't know where this stuff coming from. But I'm going to flow. So, you go on to church and you're worshiping, and then you come out of that heaven, you be like, where I get all this stuff from? Hey, Eric, thank you for joining me. Why I'm feeling sexual, or why I'm feeling this, or why I'm feeling that. I mean, it's just all types of stuff on you. Now, what I'm about to say, you're going to be mad. Take it up with the Lord. I don't care. But when you go to church, you got to stop running to church for everything. Now, I didn't say, because people like to twist your words, I didn't say forsaking the assembly. I didn't say that. I said you got to stop running to church for everything. You have to deal with what it is that you are going through. Because they don't have the answers. Yes, they can help you get through whatever it is that you're getting through. Because of the oil, because of the anointing, and all of that. But you got to stop running to church for everything and deal with whatever you're going through on your own. Whatever you're dealing with or have dealt with, and then you go to church, that's only confirmation. That's it. That's all. That means they picked up that, you was going through a little something, but you came out of it. That type of stuff. That you want to run into the church to get whatever it was that you was getting. Because a lot of people do this stuff. They cover stuff up with ministry. That means that they're asleep. They ain't woke. You run into your pastor for everything. They ain't God. You run into that prophet for everything. They ain't God. They worshiping that person or that leader or those people. And this can cause physical exhaustion as well. So, they ain't helping me. They a human being just like you. Some stuff you have to deal with on your own. They ain't robots. You done lost your sense of identity because you're running to this person for everything. You ain't running to God for nothing. You ain't asking God nothing. You asking them everything as if they are God. So your perception is going to be expressed through trauma. I know y'all don't like this, don't It's going to be expressed through depression. It's going to be expressed through wounds, scars, all of that. They can't heal that stuff at church. Yes, you're going to get healed while you're there spiritually. But naturally, no. You got to deal with that stuff on your own. Practical sense. I don't care how many times you go to that altar. When you leave out from out there, you still going to be in pain. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care how much you're walling all on the floor. When you come from out of there, you still have them same problems at home. Because you ain't dealing with it. So people get a high. Oh, I'm going to go to church. And I ain't telling you not to go to church. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, well, I'm going to go to church and I'm going to give it to the Lord. Yeah, but what if God gave it to you for you to deal with it? Have you ever thought about that? What if he gave it to you to deal with and you trying to give it back to him? Oh, y'all don't like real. That can be a way where he's surfacing and spiritually awakening you. So you're processing this shift and saying, well, this don't feel good. You know, I'm finna go to church and shout the house down and cry and roll all on the floor. That ain't gonna help either. It ain't gonna help until you deal with it. A lot of you all are feeling unrest. And you said, I'm going to the altar, I'm getting prayer. But you ain't dealing with it. I don't care how much prayer you get. If you don't sit and look in that mirror and say, look, you don't have to get yourself together, man. You don't have to stop beating around the bush with yourself. You got to stop going through these same cycles. You got to talk to yourself. I don't care how much you go to that altar. If you ain't dealing with it, you ain't going to heal. Point blank, period. Random body aches. Tension, headaches. I can't make this stuff up. I got this stuff in notes. Don't even remember writing this stuff. And somebody had a headache on. You can't make this stuff up, man. You just can't. Head pressures. Well, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. Mental stress. Unexplained discomfort. When you're getting prayer and all of that stuff, people don't be picking up everything concerning you. I don't care how close you are to the person. Unless the Lord has spoken to them in prayer about you. And they went in some deep tongues to see what's going on with you. But other than that, people is not going to be picking you up in the spiritual realm like that. Unexplained discomfort. This is what the body of Christ is going through right now as I speak. Unexplained discomfort. They don't want to deal with anything practical. They over-spiritualize everything. And you can't say you spiritually awakened or woke in that area because you're not dealing with what you're running from. You're running from a lot of things. So because you're running from a lot of things, your life is in fluff. And it's through emotions. And it's through the way that your identity is being formed through Christ. What does that mean? Every time you ache, you open up the Bible. I'm not telling you not to open up the Bible. Y'all don't like real and you don't like truth. That's why you still hurt. I ain't telling you not to read no scripture. But if you're painting or somebody has hurt you, you need to express that to that person or to yourself and say, man, you hurt yourself. Why did you get in that situation? You got to talk to yourself. Or if that person hurt you, you got to say, well, you hurt me. I don't like the way that you're making me feel. I don't care how many times you open that Bible. I don't care how many scriptures you read. Until you deal with yourself, that scripture ain't going to align until you deal with yourself. Woo! Lord have mercy. Are you woke or are you asleep? All right. So this is a stat that I posted this morning. I put 12 days ago. I was on the phone with someone and they said God said this, God said that. He told me this would happen, that would take place, blase, blase. I listened because God couldn't have told you that. And I made the move off my dream. I made my exit off what I saw in the dream. Now I'm going to pause right here. Now, I'm not saying that the person don't hear from God. That ain't what I'm saying. But what they were saying, I knew that they didn't hear God on my behalf because I made the move off my dream life about 12 days ago. The Lord told me to shift because of a dream that I had. I couldn't explain. I couldn't talk about it. People ask me, well, why you did this? Why you did that? I don't know. I'm following what the Lord is telling me to do. I can't explain that naturally. And you won't understand no way. So when they told me that, no, God couldn't have told you that because I moved off my dream life. I exit off what I saw in the dream. I'm telling you all, you got to stop dismissing your dream life. Because God's going to have you to move off your dream life and exit. That's exactly what happened 12 days ago. I had the dream, and the Lord said, shift. You got to go. You got to move. You got to get down. And that's exactly what I did. So when I told the person to dream, it was crazy how they went from talking negative about a situation, even after one said God said whatever, but after hearing the dream, they said they heard that or something similar. I knew that would happen. Another lie. No, you didn't. Because at first you were negatively speaking about what it was that you thought you knew. Woo. Y'all don't like real prophets. So that was another lie. How you saying that God said this and God said that? But I made the move off the dream. I exit because of what I saw in the dream. Because I was like, God, should I tell the person the dream? The Lord said, no, don't tell them nothing. Get up, move, shift, go. That's exactly what I did. It's witchcraft to lie about what you say you heard from God, but couldn't bag anything up when a person was bringing proof. The proof is always in the pudding, which is my dream life. I'm going to always trust what I see. Always. Always. So people don't hear from God like you think they do. They lie in hopes that they don't get caught. I find it so funny that one is mad because I trust what I saw and not what they said. Now, a lot of people are going to be burnt up because you trust what you saw and not what they said. It doesn't mean that they're not hearing from God like you. But when your own dream life saves your life, there's nothing nobody can tell you. Yes, they can bring confirmation. Yes, they can say, well, God said this. And you're going to be like, okay, well, you know, I had a dream about that. But they was going off flesh. They got mad because I trust what I saw and I moved off what I saw and not what they said. That is witchcraft. Because why you mad at me? Because God gave me a dream to move and exit from a certain individual. You would think that the person will be glad that I exited shit, but it seems like people want you to be harmed in so many different ways because they don't understand you and they don't like you. They don't like the way God uses you. None of it. The stuff is insane. So if you're not spiritually awakening in your dream life, I question then how you trusting God if this is how he's speaking to you. Are you woke or are you asleep? So grace and peace to you all. Like I said, I will be back on here again to do a prophetic dream that I've been sitting on for 5 months. I pray that as God continues to use me to the magnitude of his glory, that you understand where you are in your dream life, how God is using you. Don't let nobody make you feel foolish about what you seeing. When you start picking up stuff, you better call that stuff, call it like you see it, see it. You better call it out. If God ain't telling you to call it out, just get up and dip and go. But you can't let nobody make you feel stupid for something that you're seeing spiritually. Because people will do that. They'll try to make you feel dumb. They'll try to make you feel crazy. Manipulation, love bombing, controlling, gaslighting. All that stuff comes with the territory. But baby, if you woke like me, you'll never get caught off guard. So I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.